Welcome to another Yorkshire Fossils fossil hunting episode. Just on my way down to the beach now. Tide's already been on its way out for a few hours now. So all that's left to do is get down onto the beach and get hunting. Are we in luck? So let's get straight to it. I've just got onto the beach. Behind me we've got a variety of stones, lots of sandstone, lots of mud from the top further up here, but in amongst all of these larger boulders there will be lots of material that could potentially contain some fossils. So all that's left to do now is to get the tools out of my rucksack and start hunting. So let's see what we can find. Just get some safety glasses on. There we are, big hammer. And big chisel. Oh, there's one here already. Just in this rock here, you can see there's a nodule just protruding the edge. Give it a little wiggle. There we go. This looks like a good size and shape. Should hopefully be a lovely ammonite specimen in there. Of course, it could be empty, but who knows? I can't see anything around the edge. Awesome. Just put this here so I don't lose it. Oh, there's a loose one just in amongst the shingle here. Oh, lovely. Definitely one in there. Keep hold of that one for sure. Whoa, there's another really nice one just down here, look. That's a beauty. Looks like it's just freshly eroded out of this mud as well. Still got lots of its natural shell. There we have it. There's another one in there. Oh, they're just scattered all over the place. I don't think anyone's actually searched here. We had rough seas a few days ago, and it looks to me like it's really spruced up this section of beach. There's another one, just sitting, waiting to be picked up. This one was slightly buried in the shingle, but again, there is actually one in there. Awesome. God, I think that's 5 in a couple of minutes. Is this one? Can't see anything. I'll leave that one. Oh, but there is another one over here. Bit of a smaller specimen, but still a lovely one. Let's go put these with the other one. Oh, is this one as well? Oh, it looks like it's just a partial piece of an ammonite there. I'll leave that one. Someone else might want to investigate it further. Again, this one is a nodule, but it's quite a thin one. I won't risk it. Ooh, this looks decent. This looks like a nicely sized nodule. Well, it's got really good potential, this one. Just put this one with the other ones. There we are. It's already starting to become quite the collection, and we've only just started hunting. And it actually looks like there's another one just down here. Oh, that's a beauty, look at that. God, that's a stunner. I think I'm just going to leave these here for the time being because it looks like there's quite a few loose nodules. This looks like one. Or two. There's one ammonite here with a little bit of mud infill there, where it's presumably crushed during preservation. And then there's another smaller example. Again, looks pretty 3D, but you've got a little bit of crushing there as well. Nonetheless, still really nice finds. I've got a partial ammonite here, stuck inside the shale. Just as I take the hammer and chisel away. Oh well, looks like it's a little bit too badly crushed to split open anyway. But next to it, just here, looks like there's a really, really nice ammonite there. Whoa, look at the size of that one. That's a beast. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is a stunner. God, you know you've caught it right with the conditions when they're just sitting here just like this, waiting to be picked up. That's a really, really nice one. Oh, and look at that one. This one looks like another really nice one as well. There's the edge of the ammonite. And it looks like it's all in there. Whoa. Look at those two that we've just picked up. That's crazy. And they're only just about a metre apart. That's ridiculous. God, I'll definitely have to make sure I don't lose these ones. God, it just makes you wonder what else is in this area if these are just laid here waiting to be picked up. Is that a nodule? Looks like it could be. It's the right shape. I think it's definitely worth a go, especially if you compare this to the other nodules. They're all in the same area and it's the same material, so it's definitely worth checking. What's this under here? Nah. Thought it was something, but I don't think it was. Just put these with the pile. There we are, there's a few more. We've already collected tons of Jurassic nodules, some of which might contain nothing, but lots of them have ammonites around the edge and they look really nice. Gonna keep on searching now and see if there's anything else in amongst all of this material. Let's keep hunting. Ooh. What's this? We have a small nodule here, but we also have a little section of belemnite. It's a shame that it's not the complete one, but still pretty cool. Nodule just here, I think. Yep, definitely. And there is actually an ammonite in there as well. I'm really hoping that if there are nodules like this just scattered about, that there'll be a much larger ammonite specimen or maybe even some bone to find. That'd really make the day. But even those two big ammonites that we've just picked up alone make the trip worthwhile. Whoa, I mean that's got to contain an ammonite, surely. Definitely one to open up with a smaller hammer, see if there's anything inside that. Wow. Just got to make sure you don't miss anything. Like this one here, it looks like I just walked over this one. Another beauty. I always love it when you can see the ammonite ridge all along the edge. Ooh. You see this one? That looks like another really nice nodule. There's got to be something in that. Whoa, what about this one? That's a much bigger nodule. Surely there's got to be something nice in that. It's going to be so exciting splitting all these open. I can't wait. Just going to add these to the growing pile. God, it's always when Aaron isn't here when, you know, I pick up all these nodules and have to carry them all myself. I've only just scraped the surface of this area, there's so much material still to hunt through. I'm really excited to see what's in the rest of all of this shingle. Ooh, just walked past this one. Just get down here. Oh, it's another perler. Again, you can see the ammonite all the way around, and it should be absolutely perfect in the middle. Ooh, this looks like a nice one. Definitely want to check with the hammer. It's really nice to see all of this fresh material that's starting to become exposed with the rough seas and bad weather that we're having. In the summer months, there's a lot less erosion, so of course, a lot less fossils to find. I wonder if this is one. Oh, there has been one on the surface. Looked like it would have been a pretty cool one, but unfortunately, I don't think it's all preserved. And then there's another one, just in amongst the shingle here. Another one to keep hold of. Ooh, is this one? Aha, there we have it. Another stunner there. Awesome. I think I'm going to have to double and triple check all of this area, because depending on which way you look, you completely miss certain nooks and crannies. Ah, yes. Another beauty. Oh, I'm dreading how heavy my rucksack's going to be. Whoa, there's another one here as well. And another one under this boulder. I really can't believe just how many there are. There we have it. Another beautiful dactylioceras ammonite. Little partial belemnite here again. Unfortunately, it's lost its tip. Whoa, there we go. Looks like at one point there's been two in here. Potentially someone's tried to split it and haven't had much luck, but there's still another one in there. God, they're trying to escape me, these nodules. They keep rolling out my hands. Might have to go back to the pile and offload some. Ooh, that looks like a nice one. But look at this. Now these are always the most exciting ones when you can't see anything around the edge, but there's a nice bit of material there to split open, and hopefully it contains a nice surprise. Alright, I think it's time to take these nodules back to the rucksack. There we go. Another little nodule there. Most likely not an ammonite, but there could potentially be a little bit of lobster in there. That'd be nice. Another nice nodule here. Anything inside? Yep, there we have it. Another ammonite just protruding the edge there. Another one to keep hold of. Now that there's a big nodule, but I don't know if it's the right material or not. I don't think it is. No doubt someone will put a picture up later and they'll have split it open and there'll be a huge ammonite in there, but I don't think so. Ooh, there's a bit more of a complete belemnite down here. Not the biggest. Still lost a little bit of its tip, but I'm sure someone else will enjoy finding that one. Now this one, I spotted it earlier actually, but didn't pick it up because although it looks like a nodule, there's a lot of pyrite in that one, and I think it's going to be really hard to split, and because of the pyrite content, the ammonite inside is most likely really calcified and won't break open very well. And that's just through splitting so many similar to this one and never having any luck. So I'll leave that one there. Oh, this looks like it could be a nodule. It's stuck in the mud. Wonder if I can pry it out with something without having to get my bag and my tools. If not, I'll just get the chisel and we'll try and get this one out. Yeah, I'll get the chisel, it'll make it much easier. Should come out quite easily, I'd imagine. There we go. It's quite a nice size one actually. There we are. Lovely. I can't wait to open that one up. I wonder if this one will pop off with the chisel that we spotted earlier. It's right on the surface, so I think it should. There we go. Oh, that's pretty cool. So this is what we could originally see. And on the reverse side, there is actually another ammonite there as well. That was unexpected. It's pretty crushed, but still pretty cool just to see it like this. Might keep hold of that. A few more for the pile. Even though none of them are split, I still think it looks pretty impressive just seeing them all laid there like that. I think it's safe to say we've already done really well with all of the finds that we've had. I haven't split any of them open yet, but I'm going to pack my rucksack up, continue further along the beach, and then once we've found a few more nodules, I'm going to split them open and we can see what we've got. I'm really excited to open up some of those bigger nodules and see if there are any nice surprises inside. I'm sure at least one or two are going to contain something pretty spectacular. Let's pack the bag and move further along the beach. Got the rucksack. Let's get it filled up. God, I forgot just how many we picked up. Of course, not all of them will be worth taking home, but lots of them will be. And I'm sure after some preparation, some of them will look really, really nice. Right, just need the tools now. Right, we're all packed up. Right, let's get further along the beach.
This ammonite is fresh from the beach. We are going to be preparing it, and there is actually a little surprise with this specimen in particular, which you'll see in a few minutes once we've prepared it. There's quite a lot of pyrite over this specimen, so we're using one of our bigger air pneumatic tools to break through that really tough pyrite matrix. When we get to the fossil itself, we're using a much finer tool so we can gently expose those details. Because of that green pyrite, as you can see, this is a little bit more tricky to expose than usual. It takes a bit more time and attention to make sure that the pyrite is removed properly, because quite often it will stick to the fossil itself and damage it in the process of removing it. We can start to see the ammonite coming through the rock, but again, this is a particularly difficult prep. After a little bit more preparation work, we're about to show the finished result. Here we go. The interesting thing with this specimen is there is part of the ammonite missing, possibly from a lobster bite, but also, as we were preparing it, we accidentally found a second ammonite hidden behind. It's always nice when we come across more specimens in the same rock, and even though this one is really small, it actually looks really cool. A pretty unusual ammonite fossil overall, and one that we are very happy with. Brilliant preparation work, as always.
God, it's such a glorious day today. I had to take a few layers off because it was that warm. I can already see further along the beach there's an absolute ton of seaweed and kelp, so I'm going to keep on working my way along and get to a different part of the beach. I'm just going to offload all of the nodules that I've got in my rucksack so far, just so I don't have to keep on carrying them along the beach. And once I've made my way back to this spot, we'll split some open. I really can't believe just how many were found already. Just goes to show that if you're at the right place at the right time, there can be plenty to find. Often we'll come home with maybe only a few fossils, and it's days like this that really give you that drive to keep on going back out, keep on searching and seeing if you can find something that a little bit extra special. There we go. Let's carry on hunting. Little crusty nodule. Looks like it contains an ammonite as well, actually. Little bonus. There's a nodule just in this stone as well, actually. I wonder if that'll pop out just by dropping it. Should we find out? Hey, that was nice and easy. Ooh, there's a nice nodule just down here as well. Nice fresh one. Hasn't been out very long by the looks of things. And I didn't spot this one while I was walking along, but at a different angle, you can see this little nodule. Just give that a little tap. There we have it. And there was a beauty of an ammonite in there. Just goes to show that although you can't see much on the reverse side, you can get a nice surprise. And again, just lodged in here, another nodule with another ammonite inside. And another nodule here. No way. In the distance I can see a huge nodule. Of course there might be nothing in it, but as it is, it looks pretty exciting. Look at the size of that. Oh, I really hope there's something in this one. Looks like a really exciting nodule. And there is actually another one ahead of it, and another one even further ahead, but my hands are already full. I'm going to take these back over to the nodule pile, and then I'll come back for the rest. I can even see some nodules sticking out these larger sections of stone, but there's that many loose ones to find. I don't even think I need to go through that stuff. One here. And another one. And another one. And another one. God, they're pretty large, these nodules. And if I'm not mistaken, this looks like it could be one as well. And it is. Oh. Right, back to the nodule pile. Oh, what's this? Is it another nodule? Oh, it looks like it. I don't think I'm going to be able to carry it. Right, gonna juggle these over to the pile. There's certainly a lot more than I was expecting to find today. Wow. Oh, there's one that I missed. Just buried in amongst the seaweed. Well, I imagine there's going to be lots and lots actually that I can't see. I'm kind of just picking through what's on the surface. Is this one? Oh, it has been one. Unfortunately, this one's broken though. Is this one? It's a little nodule. It's worth investigating. Looks like there's a nodule just here as well. Yep. And another one down there. And another one there. That one already split. But this one, you can see the edge of the ammonite already. And it is a beauty. Whoa, really pleased with that one. Another one here. Looks like a nice one. I think I might have to make another pile. Oh, look at that. No way. Honestly, I really didn't expect that. I just picked it up thinking, nah, you know, maybe. Wow. There's a beauty of a Hildocerus ammonite in there. Oh, well, that's made my day for sure. I was just saying earlier I'd love to find one. Nice. And another nodule here with a really cool shell sticking out of it. Now, just as I was taking that back, I actually spotted a really nice looking nodule just in the distance. Just in amongst here, under this big boulder. If I can just squeeze in there. Oh. Now, it probably will be empty because it's a really weird shape, but I just thought it looked pretty cool how it was sat like that. Keep hold of it anyway. There's no harm in checking it. I really don't know where to look because there's just stuff everywhere. Empty. Definitely has one in. That's a cool little thing. This looks like it's got potential. Might even be two in there. What about this? There's a bit of an ammonite there, but it's really oddly shaped. And usually when they're oddly shaped like this, the specimens inside aren't too great. That's one to check. Ooh, I missed that one. It's a lovely one in there. Can't really show you too well because my hands are full of nodules, but there is a nice one in there. And there is actually another lovely one down here. Just hidden in amongst this crack. It looks like a little pseudo-Lioceris ammonite, this one. Quite a bit more thin than most of the other ammonites. Whew. Gosh. Now I am actually going to bring my rucksack over here and collect a few more of those nodules. Ooh, there's an ammonite just down here. Nice. It was actually this that I originally spotted, but it's probably empty that. Same with that. Ooh, that's a perler. Oh, amazing. It's a stunner, that one. Ooh, another one just laid here. This is actually ridiculous. Right, just going to collect my rucksack and fill it with those nodules that I've just found, and then we'll continue even further along the beach and see what other goodies there are. Another nodule. At this point it's just a joke how many nodules there are. I'm just going to get my rucksack on now and collect those nodules that I've just found, and then I'm going to make my way even further along the beach. Something tells me it's going to be a pretty hard trip back up the cliff. Right, let's fill up the rucksack again. Leave these here because I'll come back for them. Wish I had more food for breakfast now. I'm gonna burn a heck of a lot of calories lugging all this off. Whoa, there we go. Back over to the nodule pile. Right, let's unload the next lot of ammonites. Now look at all of those. Some of the nodules are huge, so I'm really excited to see what they look like on the inside and if they actually do contain anything. But for now, you're gonna have to wait a little longer because I'm gonna continue hunting. We've already done incredibly well with the amount of nodules that we've found, but because the collecting's so good, I think we should head further along the beach and see if there's anything else, just so we don't miss it. Let's get looking and see if we can find anything to top what we've already found.
On one of our recent fossil hunts, we cracked open this limestone rock and revealed a Tenucostatum ammonite. It looks perfect already, however, we know that the fossil will look even better once our dad has prepared it further. Let's mark off where we want to prep down to and start removing that limestone. Although we can see the surface of the ammonite here, it'd be really nice to see those outer whorls a little bit more and make the fossil that bit more three-dimensional. Let us know down in the comments whether you would have liked to leave this fossil as it was found, or whether you would also prefer to reveal more of it using the preparation tools. As you can see, the fossil is already looking much more pronounced amongst that stone. Next up, we're just smoothing off that matrix, which is quite a lengthy process. So let's speed up and see what the finished ammonite looks like once our dad has gone to the trouble of smoothing all of that rock away. And here we are. As you can see, that ammonite, which was initially just looking rather two-dimensional, now is actually sat on top of the limestone in all of its glory. Technically, you could remove this fossil entirely from the stone. However, we prefer it to be sat within the matrix that it was fossilised within 180 million years ago. You can see all of the intricate ribbing of this ammonite, and this is why it's one of our favourite ammonite species to find. There is no doubt that we were over the moon finding this on one of our fossil hunts. We always hope to come away with a fossil like this from the beach. Most often we don't find anything like this, but when we do, it makes all of that effort extra worth it. A great find by Shay, and brilliant prep by Dad. What a cool piece.
I think now that I've picked up so many nodules, I'm going to be a little bit more picky with the ones that I bring back. Of course, over the next few days or weeks, any that I don't take, there'll be plenty of other collectors coming down, and I'm sure they're going to be just as pleased as I am with the amount of fossils that are here at the moment. I'm just putting my tools back in my rucksack, and then we can get further around. Oh, again, there's a nodule just there, but it's quite thin and pyritic, so it's probably empty. This one looks like it's been in the beach system for quite a while. There's quite a few pinnacles in there. Actually looks like there's some calcification there where there has been an ammonite at one point, but very heavily eroded, so not worth collecting. Just got to navigate over a few of these sketchy rocks. They're always quite slippy when they've got this green hair on. One nodule with an ammonite in, and another nodule. Another nodule. Oh, a split open nodule here with a very calcified ammonite in it. Not one that's worth collecting, but someone else might enjoy finding it. Ooh, but there is one here. That's a nice one. This one's definitely worth taking. Oh, already broken that one. What about this? It's got good potential. Might even be a hildy, this. See if I can tap away some of this soft shale. Oh no, it's quite a thin pyrite nodule actually. I don't think it's worth checking. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Might need to get my big hammer out for this, because I don't think it's worth carrying something this big on the off chance. So, let's split it. Anybody home? No, just calcite. That was definitely worth investigating. Oh, someone's had a lovely little pseudo-lioceras in there. But that was a nice one to split open. Ooh, there is an ammonite in there. It's a very crusty one though, so I think when we split that open, it'll probably just explode, but we'll give it a go anyway. It's always worth trying. Oh, empty by the looks of it. What about this one? This looks like a good size and shape. Oh, there has actually been 3 in there at one point, but now all that's left is this one. But it's still worth checking just for that one. Keep hold of that. This one looks a little bit too thin again. It's definitely a nodule. Keep hold of that. I've already filled my rucksack with nodules once again, so I'm just going to make my way now to the larger nodule pile where I've left all of the bigger stones that haven't split open yet, and we'll begin exploring and seeing what's inside some of those limestone nodules. I dare say it, if I kept on looking, I'd find the same amount, if not more, of the nodules, but there's that many that I really can't complain. Let's get back to the nodule pile. I've just got back to the nodule pile now, so I'm going to offload the next lot of nodules that I've got, and then we're going to start splitting some open. I really can't believe just how many we've managed to collect. Of course, a lot of them will be empty, and some of them might not split too well, but I'm sure lots of them are going to be really nice. And I think the majority of them we're going to be able to split open with the smaller hammer. Let's get the last few out. And we just need a little bit of tape just for after we've split some of these nodules. All that's left to do now is to split open these nodules, so let's get straight to it. Got my safety glasses on, so what I'm going to do now is have a look and see which nodules I want to split open and ones that I can take home so that they can be cleaned up and prepared at home. I've got my tape to match up the nodules once we've split them open. I think we should start with a few that I think will open nice and easy, and then once I've split those ones we'll get to some of the harder ones. So nodules like this, where you can see the ammonite all around the edge, are pretty much guaranteed to open well. So if I just gently tap this nodule right along the edge, there we have it. Got a lovely split. What does it look like on the inside? Oh, and it's a beauty. You can see the ammonite's opened perfectly. I'm just going to lay this to the side because I think it might look quite cool if we see them all once they've been split open. Let's try another one. Another nice easy split, and a very, very eroded and crusty ammonite nodule. So not one that's worth taking home, unfortunately, but it looks to me like it's been a very eroded specimen, so it's never going to be worth taking home anyway. Looks to be a Hildoceras in this one. I'll give it a few little taps, and if it doesn't split, we'll take it home as it is. And doesn't look like it's going to split too easily with the hammer, so I'll take this one just as it is. And then any of these ones like this where it's quite thin, they're really good for preparation, so we'll take this one as it is. Same with this massive one that we found earlier. It's a really nice size specimen, this one, so I'll keep this one just as it is. Alright, now I've got a nodule here where I can't see anything around the edge. And we have a split, but inside it was empty. There has actually been a little bit of crustacean here, but nothing that's worth collecting. There we have it. So this one looks like it's split open really well. Let's have a look inside. Oh, lovely. Everything that has preserved is split open really well, so I'm really pleased with that. Can't see anything just yet. And it looks like there's actually an ammonite in here, but looks like it might be a little bit crushed, this one, which is often the case when the nodules are so large. Just going to try and reveal a little bit more. So there's a little bit of limestone still left in the centre of this one, but I think it's going to be one that's worth taking home and preparing, so we'll keep this one as it is. Might just take a little bit of the excess material off, just so it's not too heavy, but I'll add that one to the keep pile. So I can't see anything in this one just yet. Looks like there might be a little one in there. Right, we've got a split. Are we in luck? Whoa, we certainly are. Look at that one. God, it's a beauty. I'm really pleased with that one. It's definitely one to tape up and take home. Let's try another one. Looks like an empty rock, this one. Right, we've got a split, but are we in luck? Oh no! It actually looks like the ammonite's been orientated the completely wrong way On occasions you can glue examples like this back together and prepare them down, but I think because we've got quite a few already, I'll leave this one just as it is, and if someone else wants to do what I've just mentioned, they can do so. So I'll leave this one just like this. Another nice split with a lovely calcified ammonite inside actually. If you get a close look at these calcite chambers, they actually look really stunning. So although the ammonite hasn't split how you'd usually want it to, the ammonite inside is actually pretty beautiful. It's almost the equivalent to when people cut an ammonite in half and then polish it. Got a similar result here, but just by splitting it with the hammer. Again, not one that we'd take, but I'm sure someone else will enjoy finding this one. There are a few other people on the beach, so this might just be one that they'll take home. Alright, this one looks like a nice one just to take as it is. This one was one of my favourite ones to find, and it's actually the Dinosaurs ammonite, and I think I am tempted enough to give it a little tap because they open up really well. So let's do it. And there we go. Didn't take much persuasion at all, and I think this should have opened up really well. So fingers crossed. Yeah, and it has. Look at that. That's a stunner. I mean, just look at the size of it. I'm really pleased with that one. So it actually looks like it's a Dinosaurs bifrons ammonite, this one. Pretty cool. Definitely one for the keep pile. Some of these nodules have been epic. They've opened up so well. I can't wait to see what's in the rest of them. Let's keep on splitting. This was the little pseudo-Dinosaurs that we found. There's quite a little bit of crushing on this side, but I think we might be able to get a nice split on the centre. Because it's not too perfect, it's probably not worth preparation, so we'll just give it a go. There we are. And yes, it's a nice split. It's been a pseudo-Dinosaurs lithense by the looks of it. You can see from the outside that there's been a lot of crushing here, but on the inside it doesn't look too bad. Again, not one that we'd take, but I'm sure someone else will love finding this one, so I'll leave this one just as it is. Again, these smaller imperfect examples, I'll keep them just as they are because they usually split open really well. Right, we've got a nice split. Is there anything inside? Oh, again, there has been one, but the centre hasn't filled with sediment and so it hasn't preserved. Either that or it's being crushed and just washed away. Again, not one that we'll take, but I'll leave it for someone else to find. Looks like there's a little Dinosaurs ammonite in there actually. Just revealed a little bit of it. Let's see if we can reveal a little bit more. There we are. It's been a bit of a tease, this one. A little bit more has come off. There we have it. We've got a split. What's it like on the inside? Oh, and it's a stunner. Got some lovely pyritisation on this one as well. So you've got a little bit of fool's gold here. And this is a different type of Dinosaurs. So the one that we found previously was a Dinosaurs bifrons, whereas this one is a Dinosaurs lusitanicum ammonite. So two different types, although both look pretty nice. You can see this one, the ribbing on it's a lot more pronounced, whereas this one's quite a lot smoother. Right, on to the next one. That was a nice one. Empty. So this is the nodule that someone had already tried to split open and left because they haven't had much luck. So hopefully we can get the last ammonite out of it that they haven't managed to split open. Are we in luck? Yes, we are. Lovely. So it just goes to show that the other two ammonites were either incomplete or really calcified, but the third ammonite split open really well. It's always nice when you can salvage something from one that didn't look like it had too much potential. Let's try another one. Oh, got a nice surprise there, had a little peek. But once we split it open, you can see there's another pretty nice example. Not bad at all. I'm just going to split some of these a bit quickly now, just so I don't get caught with the tide. Any that look like they've obviously got ammonites in, like this one, for example. There's another lovely one in there. I'll take it as it is, and we can clean that up later at home. That's another nice one. Empty. Alright, so this one I'm presuming is going to be empty, but we'll give it a... Most likely going to be empty, that one, so I'll leave that one. If I get some of these bigger ones out the way that I think are going to be empty, and then we can focus on the smaller ones. Anybody home? Again, there has been one in here, but it's been a very, very calcified one, so not one that's worth keeping. Oh, got a nice clean split. Are we in luck? God, there's a beauty of an ammonite in there. I'm not even going to risk hitting that anymore because the ammonite inside could be pretty nice. Awesome. There's stuff coming down constantly. Oh, there's been a belemnite phragmocone in this one. So not an ammonite, but I think, to be honest, with a little bit of preparation, that'll be a pretty nice phragmocone there. You can actually see where the belemnite's been protruding the edge of the rock. I'll keep hold of that, it's pretty cool. With the beauty of an ammonite in here. I think it will actually split quite well, this one, so I'll give it a try. Right, we've got a split. We have a partial split. We've taken away a lot more of the matrix, and there is a lovely ammonite in there. So again, I think we'll take this one just as it is and be able to clean it up at home. Oh, there has been an ammonite in there, and to be fair, it actually isn't too bad. You've got this bit here that's broken off and is on the impression, but I think if we glue that back together and actually prep it down, that could be an absolute perler of an ammonite. So I'm going to do just that. I'll keep this one just like this. This one, might have got a bit carried away picking this one up actually. Looks like it's probably not going to have anything in. Yeah, just an empty bit of limestone, this one. What about this one? Oh, no way. Oh, nice, look at that. It's got a big Hildoceras in it. Oh, no way. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. I was not expecting it to actually have anything in. I'll just take away a little bit more because I want to make sure that it actually continues all the way around, just so I'm not taking it off the beach if it's not going to be complete, because I've got quite a bit to carry already. Oh, I've done it. Oh, yes. Wow, right. Let's have a look. Oh, now, that is a keeper. That is a collection worthy specimen all day long. Look at the size of that. That is insane. I mean, that's really, really made the trip for me. It's such a lovely example of a Hildoceras. I can't believe I managed to pop it as well. Wow. I'm over the moon with that. That is so good. Oh, I'm buzzing. That Hildoceras ammonite has without a doubt got to be the best find of the day. I think even with all the other nodules that we've got, nothing will top that split. I absolutely love that Hildoceras. I can't wait to take it home and show Dad and Aaron. But for now, let's split open the rest of those nodules. Right, let's try a few more. God, I can't believe how nice that was. It was so good. try this one. The ammonite itself is actually crushed on one side, so you can see there where it was crushed. It's actually got little nodes on it, so it's most likely a perinoceous ammonite. It's got one in. It's definitely got one in. Right, so I think the majority of these other ones will be able to try and split. What do we reckon? I think it's going to be a calcified one if it is in there. Oh, no it isn't. It's split open beautifully. Oh, I really didn't expect that. Oh, I'm so impressed with some of these nodule splits that we've had. Definitely one that's worth keeping, just like this. What an amazing day. It's been empty. Another empty one. There is one in there. It's lovely and pyritised as well. Empty. Right, we've got a split, and split beautifully. There could actually be another one further in the rock as well, so that'll be a good one to prepare at home. Just a few more left to go now. Whoa, there's a lovely one in here, but I think it'll split open well, so let's see if I can reveal it and show it to you. Now I'm trying to get close to it without getting too close. There we are. What do we reckon? I think it's going to be a beauty. Oh, and it is. Look at that. That is a really nice one. Honestly, I've been so spoilt today. I'm absolutely over the moon. I can't wait to pan out a little bit and show you all these finds once we have them all laid out. So this one, being pretty unusual, there's been two in here, one of which hasn't split too greatly, but one further back is still pretty nicely intact. So it's worth keeping, and then we can prep it down and reveal the nicer one that's deep within the limestone. Empty. Just goes to show you can find a lot of nodules, and again, we've found a lot of fossils, but we've certainly had to check a lot of material to find this many. A little bit of crustacean in there. Might be worth keeping actually, just in case there's a little bit more in there, because it hasn't split too bad. You keep hold of that. This split nice and easy. Are we in luck? Yes we are. You can see there the ammonite split open beautifully, and that's how it was in the rock, and that's what it looks like on the inside. Amazing. Empty. What do we reckon? Anything's possible. Oh. So that's what they usually split open like when they're in really large nodules. So really calcified, not too great. Are we going to be in luck? Is it going to split open well? Oh, another calcified one. I've got a split and a lovely ammonite. This is a perinoceous ammonite. There's some little spines on it there. Pretty cool one. Nice to get a different species. We're getting down to the last 15 or 20 nodules or so. Let's see what we can get out of them. First one, empty. Another empty one. And another empty one. But we've had a long winning streak, so if we lose a few, I'm not complaining. On this hunt, I found and split open so many nodules that I'm going to split open the last few off camera, and then I'll show you what we've got. Let's get cracking. I've finished splitting open all of those nodules. Let's have a look and see what we got. I can't believe just how many we've found. And here is the haul for the day. We'll start off with the nodules that I haven't split open yet. So there's a whole variety of nodules here that have definite ammonites inside and are worth taking home and preparing. And then we work our way towards ammonites like this one, where you can see a little bit of it showing, but it's got spines on it, so it's going to be worth preparing that one, just so we can keep all of the spines of the ammonite intact. Then we have other examples like this one, where with a bit of preparation, you can see there's going to be a beautiful example in there. We've got our phragmocone specimen, more ammonites, another Hildoceras, and then we get towards some of the ammonites that we've split open, like this Hildoceras ammonite, and then Dactyloceras ammonites. And then we get to some of the split examples, like this beautiful Hildoceras lusitanicum ammonite, and these Dactyloceras ammonites, all of which, with a little preparation, should look amazing. A Hildoceras bifrons ammonite here. One which we can glue back together and prep down. It's a pretty nice size, this one. A little bit of lobster. Another beauty of an ammonite in a big nodule. Another ammonite here with a little bit of iridescence, which looks really beautiful. Some more beautifully split Dactyloceras. And then for the finale, we have this beast of a Hildoceras ammonite. I can't wait to see what it looks like after a bit of preparation. I mean, just look how stunning that is. It was worth it for the trip, just for this one. But as well as that, we've got all of these. What an amazing day. It's safe to say I've had an absolutely amazing day today. I've had lots of finds, really nice weather, some really great splits on those ammonites, and the Hildoceras just really topped it off. I can't wait to take them home and to show my parents and Aaron. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.